Welcome back to UniSC. The Sunshine Coast Lightning and the Queensland Firebirds lining up for the final time in season 2023, and that's what they're playing for, the Queensland Cup. One hand already firmly on that by that side there on your screen. The Lightning beating the Firebirds back in round 2 by 10 goals. I'll tell you what, there is not a spare seat in the house, we're told. Even the single seats are being taken up, so people will be sitting next to strangers today. But they are all in for this big game as the lights go down and the sides get ready. Both sides talking about this being their grand final. Won't play in finals this year. Take a look at the Woolworths lineups. The starting 7, Kira Tromp joining me today. Talk us through it.
Yeah, look, we've got Danelle Wallen there at goal shooter, Emily Moore at goal attack. Now we see that mix-up of the midcourt we haven't seen for a few weeks from the Firebirds, where we have Lara Dunkley, Kim Revellion and Gabby Simpson starting in the wing defence, crowd favourite. Ruby Bakewell-Doran takes the court with her right knee strapped, so we'll keep an eye on that throughout the game, and Remy Carmel, goalkeeper.
Yeah, interesting. Mai goes to the bench, but for me, in the last couple of weeks since coming in off the back of Macy Gardner's injury, I think she's been terribly impressive. And good news for Beck Bully, she can enter the court if required. So there's the lady that we spoke to in our opener. Danelle Wallen knows that consistency is the key to their win here today. They'll want to be a better team than they were back in the early stages of season 2023. Do you think they are?
I think so, absolutely. I think they've grown in confidence with their units. They're able to execute when they're given direct messaging. It's just those inconsistencies during clutch moments where they're not able to follow through and score off their own centre pass. So their centre pass to goal average at this season so far has been 69%. They need to be up in the 70s to contest at this kind of level of netball.
Woolworths lineup for the Lightning was just on your screen there. No real changes for them, except Ash Irvin getting the nod against Dehaney. So the lights go up and the crowd pour in. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is a ripper day here on the Sunshine Coast. Not a cloud in the sky. And it will be party town after this 60 minutes of netball unfolds. Two sides with no weight on their shoulders. But I tell you what, it will be played in grand final form as the Firebirds, Kim Revellion, the captain, gets a little hand to the ball early. And if they can impress Kira early in this game, the Firebirds, that's what they need, because it's confidence that's critical for them.
Absolutely a great start. We know in round 2, Sue, that the Lightning got off to a great start, 21 goals in the first quarter. So the start will have been spoken about in the change rooms.
There's a little look at what the Lightning defence are likely to do early. Ash Irvin been given the message to go out hunting, back your confidence in. A good start for the Firebirds. Wood out on the stretch. Goes through the middle to Sherian, but they're held up. Victorious was terrific last week. Getting back to her nickname of sneaking, or the sneak, I call it.
Glorious Pretorius was in fine form as we see the Firebirds come up with the ball there.
Bakewell-Doran awaits the Diamonds announcement. Moore, well, that was on. Didn't want to give it, though. Goes long. He gave Ash Irvin a little sneak, but in the meantime, the layup to Danelle Wallen. And the Firebirds, 3 unanswered goals to the home side.
So we see on the Harvey Norman replay there, Ash Irvin got up to that ball, but Danelle Wallen had the strength to be able to pull that in.
Dunkley tries the cut on Black, draws the contact. Moore has to go herself and cleverly works her way back to towards the post. Emily Moore, 9 from 12 in her game last week.
Having all sorts of trouble trying to get through this midcourt here, the Sunshine Coast Lightning. The Firebirds are doing a great job defensively, just shutting down the options.
Sherian, good depth. Circle edge, and then the dodge, beating Remy Carmo on the baseline from Kona. So the first goal gets there some 2.5 minutes in for the Lightning. Gabby Simpson hasn't seen it at the start starting 7 role too often over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
She had that ankle injury during the Thunderbirds game and has just taken a bit to get her confidence and fitness back, and she takes the court here at wing defence for her start against the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
So a 5-1 start. Wallam sitting on 10 Nissa net points. Just a presence early from her. McCann, Steph Wood, middle corridor, perfect range, never misses from here. Oh, gee, great vision from Bakewell-Doran. Chose to fake to Dunkley. That is absolute confidence, isn't it, from the Firebirds?
The connection of Ruby Bakewell-Doran coming through the back door. Steph Wood's going to have to do some defensive work because Ruby Bakewell-Doran does love bringing the ball down in transition off the centre pass.
There she is again in the contest. Stands out of play this time, though. Sherian ignored 2 out of the circle for the Lightning. Conan. So middle corridor used to get to goal. Still 3 the difference. Oh, lovely outside arm, Cassidy.
Lightning sitting currently combined total of 5 Nissan net points for the team against Queensland Firebirds, sitting on a high 46. So a slow start, as we see the Lightning get the throw in here. A slow start from the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Well, that was the first time we saw a bit of a change up in the defensive pressure. Lightning, Pretorius and Urban paying absolute attention to Wallop, and it works. Ava Black backwards to go forwards. Sherry and quick ball use. Look at the speed. So trying to keep momentum. That's the key for the Lightning's attack. Strength from Cassidy on the circle edge.
Composure there from the Sunshine Coast Lightning. They found circle edge and they were calm under pressure to find Cara Conan.
So 1 back here for the Lightning, and a chance to bring this game just to that 1 goal difference. Maybe shift the momentum or take some control. Wood, speaking of control.
Much better entry there from the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Had more depth on their second phase and were able to find Steph Wood there.
Go backwards, so the connection that was there early for the Firebirds just being delayed slightly now by the Lightning. Moore, look at the 2-on-1. A definite game plan. And it's worked again twice in a row.
Absolutely beautiful work there, just confusing the space. We heard Janelle Wallam talk about how she loves to get around the body, and Urban there was just able to really confuse the feeders on the outside.
Harvey Norman replay showing the moment. Wood, oh gee, look, thought about Conan. Look at the screen and opens the baseline. Put that on repeat. Wow. Steph Wood.
Her ball movement, the way she can create space for herself, she's unbelievable when she's got that ball movement going for her.
Oh, hand, Remy Carmo. Well, saw the congestion, didn't she? And goes now to put her side into attack, driving to the line. Intercepts 2 away the Firebirds.
Both teams just struggling with that first phase. The front fall is being covered really well by the defensive teams.
Nice steadying goal for Emily Moore.
So you see on the Harvey Norman replay there, Remy Carmo just got in between there and unsettled the Lightning attack.
Back to that 1 goal now. Keep watching the work of Emily Moore. Then Pretorius picking her up. I think it's just the Firebirds identifying that one-on-one moment and then confidently releasing it with a well-executed pass.
Absolutely. Those 3 feeders of Dunkley, Ravalian and Emily Moore who plays that role. They look in early, and if it's a one-on-one, Janelle is unbeatable under the post.
Yeah, contact at the top, Bakewell-Doran. Just a little late stepping across to close off Wood. Steph Wood, the confidence from long range, puts in her 3rd straight goal.
The The momentum swings between Ruby Bakewell-Doran and Steph Wood, two quality players. We'll wait here and see if Ruby Bakewell-Doran steps up on Steph on the next one. As we see the ball go out there, defensive pressure from the Firebirds.
So you can see 7:25 still to play in this opening quarter. We've tightened this scoreline right up.
Again, just this connection breaking down, but Steph Wood, the court craft, steps up and delivers the ball, claps her teammates there. Beautiful finish.
They level the score, the Lightning. There's sent a pass to follow. Gabby Simpson realising it's a little hand in.
Umpire Nathan there, nearly in the match.
Yeah, wasn't he? There's your deflections early on screen. That is a beautiful place pass. Laura Sherian.
I think the Lightning have realised they need to move the ball quickly to get the heads of the Firebirds moving. It's another feed into Janelle Wallen from the centre court from Gabby Simpson.
Well, there's two of those moments, and what I like about it, not so much that Wallen's alone, but that the eyes are up ready to see in sight.
That's an improvement in the Firebirds' game plan. Start of the season, they weren't looking in, they were stuffing around with the ball, but now they're just letting it go.
Let's get down to Sharon Finney-White joining us on the sideline today amongst a very big crowd.
Thanks, Sue. Yeah, the pace down here is absolutely frantic. I'm loving what the Lightning are doing in defence. They're really mixing it up. They're one-on-one. They're going into that zone, as you can see now. They're setting that up, shutting down spaces for the Firebirds. But just to your point on releasing that ball into Wallen, I agree. They need to look in quicker and get that ball in quicker when it's a one-on-one.
Yep, and on that occasion, they've used more beautifully at the front space. And then the big rebound to Pretorius.
Once again, the shortest person in the circle comes up with the rebound. Almost their timing is impeccable, and Carla Pretorius is good at that.
Sherian, quick use of her goal defence down. A little hand from Remy Carmo, and then straight into the hands of the Firebirds. So that duo creating a bit of havoc for what I'm predicting is an Australian Diamonds attacking end. Moore. There you go, the 2-on-1. So Moore goes to set the screen. Gee, Wallen, great take in the squeeze of the Lightning D.
It's a sandwich there, and she was able to pull it in strong and finish off. Great maturity and strength there from Janelle Wallen.
Power 5 time.
We see there on the Harvey Norman replay, she just rips it in. It's almost a contact from mine. Cara Conan there just butting in, but the throw into the Carmo there on the Firebirds.
Well, they're getting in the heads of the Lightning attackers early, and that's their job.
As Stacey Francis Bayman says, living in their head rent-free are the Queensland Firebirds of the Lightning.
Love it. Terrific high place ball into Danelle Wallen, taking Ash Irvin right out of the equation. There's Janissa net points. That lady, well, to me, round 2 to round 14, it's like she's two different people.
We identified that pre-game. She's lifted her work rate, 3 intercepts, 1 penalty, just huge.
Wallen does what Wallen does. How good was that, falling out of court under pressure?
You see it there again on the Harvey Norman replay. She had the strength. Was she out?
Yeah.
It's a foot over the line there, Sue Gordian.
I don't care. I mean, that's the rules, but I don't care. And again, the game continues, but let's highlight the skills in that moment, though, Kira. Presence of mind, not to get the hands right, but to know where the post is.
Look, she's got that ability to know, and finishes off there with a beautiful super shot. The first one of the game, unbelievable from Janelle Wallen. She takes the lead out by 3 for the for the Firebirds.
Janelle Wallen, a couple of big moments from her. To build some confidence for this Firebird side. Steph Wood at the other end, though. Can't find range just at the moment. I say that because it will come. Wallen was 1 from 6 super shots when they met last time. That was probably one of the points of difference in the game. Under pressure and couldn't drop them.
Yeah, both teams started really slowly on the super shots. The Sunshine Coast Lightning didn't put up super shots till the third round, so they definitely have come into their game. And I think in the SSN, you need to be solid during the super shot time to be competitive.
Let's remind you, 21-14 was the score back in round 2 in the first quarter. The way of the Lightning. Moore, sight circle, doesn't like it. Dunkley sneaks around Black. Wallam wants another look at a super shot. Overcooked, ball in play, and Irvin with the hands. 2 balls through court. Sherian.
Contact hold of keeper inside.
Wow, gee, they went quick and long, didn't they?
It's almost like a professional foul there from Remy Kamo just to slow that speed down, but it finishes in a shot for the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Professional foul, do you reckon she knew?
Oh, I don't know if she knew, but it certainly did the job. It slowed it down. They didn't get the 2-point shot.
3 the difference, 2 on the clock in the opening quarter. The Queensland Cup. Battle of the Bruce Firebirds. And the Lightning. Final game of their season. Dunkley again. Finding Wallam the connection. A little layup. She cautiously approached that one. Doesn't matter though, it drops in.
Almost a carry there from Steph Wood, but she got that ball down.
Carmo catching the eye of the umpire.
Yeah, 9 penalties to the Firebirds down this end from umpire Nathan. 6 down the end for the Sunshine Coast Lightning, so a little bit cleaner in defence. But are they having the impact, the Sunshine Coast Lightning, as we see a held ball there against the Queensland Firebirds, just struggling through that mid-court transition.
Nothing worse than hearing a whistle and casting your eyes to an umpire and seeing 3 fingers up. It's gut-wrenching, isn't it, the old held ball?
As a defensive team, it's a huge pat on your back when you deny your opposition an opportunity to release it. We've got 7 players on court.
There you go. Pretty sure you back her in. If she misses one, she grabs the next. Suncorp super shot. Steph Wood. And the scores now all tied up. Who wins the opening quarter?
Look, for mine, it's pretty even at the moment, Sue, as we see the umpire do a defensive there, pick up by the Remy Kamo, contact pull against Cara Conan. This is a challenge for the Firebirds here. It's to be able to score off a game ball with pressure of the clock.
Great confidence of pass from Wallam to Moore. Moore now. The big long-range shot over the tall timbered arms of Ash Irvin. 12 seconds on the clock. The Firebirds sneak it 2. They'll go big to Wallam. She pushes off Irvin. And the umpire misses it. And there won't be enough time for Sherian. So the Queensland Firebirds take a super shot to put themselves in front, and at the end of the first 15 minutes, the Queensland Cup hands with the Firebirds as we head to the first break.
And welcome back to Uni SC Arena, where the Firebirds are leading the Lightning by 2. We have royalty in the house tonight. Dame Nolene Tarua, Silver Ferns coach and former Lightning coach as well. Welcomed back to the Sunshine Coast, your old stomping ground. What does it feel like to be back here?
Oh, look, I've had 3 wonderful years while I was here, and it feels like I'm coming home, if I'm going to be honest, and just beautiful to be back here.
And I believe you're here also doing some mentoring for Coach Belinda Reynolds. How's all that been going in her first debut season at SSN level?
Oh, look, giving credit to the club, recognising Belinda's a first-year coach, and you learn on the job, so to speak. So the rep support around, hence me being here. We've done a couple of conference calls, being over here, but you know, those little chats that you have, worth the weight in gold.
And no doubt also a good opportunity to see the Diamonds goal shooters in action before the World Cup.
Yeah, we've been lucky to some respect. We finished our ANZ competition a couple of weeks ago. We head into camp next week. We got 17 days or so to prep as we head into Netball World Cup. So it's all on.
Well, it's an impressive lineup that you've got with your team. So all the best for the World Cup.
Thanks very much.
Well, there you go, our Origin quarter time chat with none other than Auntie Knowles. 2017 and 2018, back-to-back premierships. She's the inaugural coach of the Sunshine Coast Lightning. And of course, who could forget that 2019 World Cup victory over in the UK. Let's be blatantly honest, wherever she goes, she just reminds you that she's all about the Silver Ferns. A white shirt, black pants, black socks, white white shoes.
I have no doubt that she's not here taking notes or planting little things in the minds of some of our diamond shooters as we see the Firebirds take a 2-goal lead into the second quarter.
So 18-16 was your quarter time score. And the Firebirds, a super shot by that lady. Will just sneak out and take the bragging rights in the first 15. Steph Wood almost hands it to Cassidy. Firebirds defence, they've been in amongst it. Remy Carmo, oh, sorry, that's a contact, but she's at some 28, 29, 30 Nissan net points prior to that moment.
Yeah, we heard Rebecca Bully speak with her defensive unit about shutting down that diamond shooting combo of Conan and Wood, just getting the body moving around there and confusing the space.
Rebellion. That was the mid-court matchup we spoke about, Cassidy and Rebellion.
Huge goal assist there from Lara Dunkley. She's had 10 to start this game. A huge impact from her tonight.
Sherian, quick second phase release, but there was too much on it. Right idea, not the execution though. Firebirds a chance to go through court. Abby Simpson looks up and then just patiently waits. Ava Black, geez, nearly took out the commentary team. What an athlete she was as I took my life into my own hands.
She had great deceleration there as we see Irvin take another rebound, or we're going to have Carla Pretorius fighting over who takes that pass there for the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Pretorius impacting 24 Nissan net points. And 4 centre pass receives coming off the back and utilising her as well. Starting to build towards the World Cup, Carla Pretorius. Cassidy, space opens for Conan, doesn't use it, goes to Wood instead. And then they do what they do. Wood to Conan, Conan to Wood.
Impressive there from the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Steph's got a...
Oh, gee, sorry to cut you off. That was exceptional vision from Gabby Simpson.
She is looking for that long, wide ball at all costs. We heard Rebecca Bully talk about using the width of the court when the Sunshine Coast Lightning have the box set up to open that up.
Gabby Simpson, been around this club, captained it for many years, and you could see her hips were facing straight down the court, but her vision said, I'm going left.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay summed it up perfectly there from Gabby Simpson. Her attacking work has been great.
Wood thought about the connection. Carmo blocked it, but instead goes straight to the post. Steph Wood putting in number 4. Conan sitting 14 from 15 there at 93%.
Beautiful feed from Emily Moore there. Straight in, it was on, and it went straight to Danelle.
Cassidy, not much presented. They sort of waited till that 3rd second when Sherian came out. But look what they turned it into. The 3-ball play, chest to chest to chest.
Looked like a set play there, didn't it, Sue? We just saw Steph Wood sit back and waited for that second phase receive.
They are tempting the Lightning defence, aren't they, the Firebirds? I get the feeling, though, that one of those is about to come off in the not-too-distant future. They're the balls that I felt Dehaney was taking early in the season.
Yeah, she was out there looking and hunting, and her timing was spot on. When Ash Irvin hasn't got the confidence as yet to get out of the circle. We see another held ball. Coaching staff there. We see Dehaney in the background warming up. Will we see a change?
Would you?
Yes, I think so at this stage. I think coming into this second quarter, you do not want to let this lead get any further away, and I think you can utilise both of these players really well.
It's interesting. I mean, the game's going blow for blow here. Just whether Irvin can get a hand to ball at the moment. She's hunting, hasn't got anything.
Whether or not she comes off the court, Sue, as we see Katie Ann come into the substitution box.
Anyone would think we know what we're talking about.
I think she'll be sitting down, Ash, and having a watch from the sideline.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's a confidence here to go long to Wallen. Irvin not having the impact. What happens when Dehaney comes on as the Harvey Norman replay?
I think Katie Ann Dehaney is really good at confusing the space and getting off the body and just making it harder for the feeders to see where that is.
Really interesting call for Belinda Reynolds, who probably trying to back in a bit of her youth. But noting that Dehaney had the presence early in the season against Wallen, and the Lightning throw another one away.
That'll be Mahalia Cassidy's 3rd general play turnover. She just didn't see the open shooter in the background, but she's turned it around here, and that's what's been great about Mahalia Cassidy in the recent weeks. She's just put her foot down in defence.
Starting goal shooter instruction.
I think Irvin wants to come off the court. She's definitely not getting eye contact with Dehaney. Dehaney's got her hands going. There's Irvin.
You usually hear the players screaming at each other to get off the court, or the coach at least.
If we had time, it reminds me of a great Sherelle McMahon story. She'll know it.
Well, the changes happen, Sue. You'll be happy to know. Just caught her eye.
4 goals the difference. Haney comes on. Wood and Conan continue their connection. But this Queensland Firebirds defence has been impressive. Here she is. So what we watch for here, folks, is whether or not the approach to Wallam shifts because Dehaney's on the court.
Janelle's just getting beautiful position on the court, isn't she, Sue? She's getting right up there.
Well, I feel like the question's just been answered. And that's the way the Firebirds need to play this game now. You're right. Wallam's positioning's terrific.
Hands over is probably not as strong as it should be from the Sunshine Coast Lightning to block that line of sight.
Lovely reach from Conan, and then gets into familiar territory to take the shot. Goal number 17, sitting at 94%. It's the one miss.
We see Carla Pretorius sag back immediately on that feed, but still they're able to find Janelle. She picks up with a shoot, shot out of court.
My goodness, the skills from her former career as a basketballer overlaying into this game. Oh, gee. You have to understand, folks, again, I say, that has to be practiced. You have to have a sense for the post.
Absolutely. I think she spent a long time in her career using that ability to be able to know where the post is. We see Cassidy go up in a great contest there from Cassidy. We see Ruby Baker-Doran on the floor here in a lot of pain. I think we'll see a time called as she gets up slowly.
Yep, slow to get up, right in front of our eyes from this moment. And you can see that knee heavily bandaged. I don't recall that being on last week, do you?
No, absolutely not. That's a new addition. And we see her limping slightly as she goes to the bench with tears in her eyes. So that's a distressing look there from the Queensland Firebirds.
Yeah, HCF tactical time, it actually called by the Lightning. So we'll give the Firebirds defender a chance just to take a break.
Here, on our centre pass D, I want us to mix it up. So I want first base focus and a second base focus, alrighty? So let's go back out there. First base blocking it, that means from the back, one-on-one on the back, first base focus. Then we're gonna let it work, get over the line, let it land wide, and then have a crack at it. Yeah, so first one's you, second one is intent Ava. We need to have a crack right here, right now. This is where we take our risk. I want to take away every short ball from them, and then you expect ball back there, alrighty? Okay, so no ball side option, no nothing. We're going through all that on that line with centre pass there. In attack, we need that early work, the constant movement, and we need to have poise on that last pass. Use your fakes, move the defenders, okay, and keep that split vision. Like, it's almost like fade a step and then shoot another one. Attack the circle edge. Let's go. Let's go right here. Work rate right up right here. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, Lightning.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question. So, very good instruction coming from the coach. I don't know the Lightning inside out, but that huddle looked like it lacked a little bit of energy and that Belinda's trying to drive it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're looking for that ability to be able to get some passion into this. That contest from Mahalia Cassidy certainly should bring it, but we see Belinda out of her seat on the sideline. This will be good for them. They've got a turnover, but they just need to take their opportunities. We heard her say, take a risk now. Do not leave it to the last minutes of the quarter.
7:30 to play out in the second quarter. The Lightning trailed by 2 at quarter time, had a moment and threw it away there. That won't put a smile on the coach's face by any means. Rebellion. Well, little push in the back and it's been identified by the umpire. Cassidy will stand out of play. Dunkley, more out, the 2-on-1, the attention. So surely they just utilise more here. Clever.
Obstruction, goal defend. Goalkeeper, sorry, keeper.
So Emily Moore steadies in under the post and keeps that scoreline ticking along. 4 goals the difference. Let's get down to Sharon Finnan-White.
Yeah, great excitement in the Firebirds huddle. They looked confident. They were up and about. Ruby Bakewell-Doran spent a lot of time talking, really taking on that leadership role. Coach Beck Bully just wants everyone to be an option, stop finger pointing, making sure that everybody is actually an option in attack.
Sharon, while I've got you, anything on Bakewell-Doran that knee? She's back on court and she looks okay, but it was a heavy fall.
Yeah, look, there was nothing spoken about during that timeout. She looked relatively comfortable in that huddle. So yeah, as you said, it's great to see her back out on court.
I think running into Mahalia Cassidy would be like running into a brick wall. So I think the life sort of shook in her. She's got her composure back now.
Over Black, nowhere to go. Real congestion over the transverse line. Over defence by the Firebirds. There you go, straight into the chest, only way to play. Pick the ball out of the defender's hands. Laura Conan, 19 goals.
See Lara Dunkley there for the centre pass. We heard Belinda Reynolds talk about no short options. She wants this high ball going in, and it's unable to be challenged there by Katie Endahanian. Janelle Wallen looks fairly comfortable, which is frightening.
Yeah, had to get her feet right, but got there in the end. Steph Wood sitting at the top of the missing net points leaderboard. Rebellion ticking along beautifully in the middle against Cassidy, who was MVP last week against the Adelaide Thunderbirds, forced to go backwards. So this is the pressure of this Firebirds defence.
Absolutely. Laura Sherian just looking a little bit unsure about where the space is. We usually see her injecting herself on and off the circle edge, but she's just a little bit lost there in that wing attack position. Will we see a change with Annie Miller? She's on the bench taking her shirt off now, so I think we might see the injection of Annie Miller in that position.
Conan, good strong take in the air, under pressure. Didn't leave any doubt in the way she took that ball in. Power 5, Annie Miller getting ready to come onto the court. Sherian likely to go to the bench. Dehaney! Well, there you go. It took her a few minutes, but the Jamaican defender got her timing right. She's given her Lightning side a little opportunity here, the difference, to get into attack and maybe just get a bit of confidence. That's what I feel is needed here for the Lightning. That'll do it.
Beautiful feed there from Steph Wood as we see Belinda Reynolds chatting with Annie Miller as she takes the court in wing attack for the Lightning. First centre pass receive, a great way to get your hands on the ball initially.
Conan from pressure, up the front from Carmo. Cassidy, so again, nowhere to go to this Lightning attack. Look at the closure there from Simpson and Rebellion. And then the force ball in, they get away with it. That, over 60 minutes, is not easy.
The defensive pressure from the Queensland Firebirds between Kim Rebellion and Gabby Simpson has been working for 10 years together, so they know where each other's space is. As you see Danelle Wallam in a super shot zone, but it rims out. Carla Pretorius, the rebound queen, takes that one away for the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Bunny goal shooter instruction.
And too much on it, and again, Gabby Simpson just pumps the fist, puts the finger out towards Ruby Bakewell-Doran. So whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing out on the court, it's working for them.
Yeah, Ruby Bakewell-Doran rushed up and went to go for that intercept, which made them think that that was on for Steph, and they just overcooked the pass. So just a really nice hedging from Ruby Bakewell-Doran.
Danelle Wallam in mid-range with confidence to boot at the moment. And the Firebirds now take another super shot and push their scoreline back out to the 3.
Just falling apart there through the middle there for Mahalia Cassidy. Never take your eye off the ball as a centre. You need to be continually available, and Pretoria's just missed that connection.
Just as a centre, as any player on the court.
True, Sue.
Wants to go back-to-back, Danelle Wallam. Not to be, and then somehow just gets a rebound over the top of Pretorius. Dehaney, the deflection and the spoil. Well, there's antics at both ends of the court. Gee, and then an entry from Steph Wood that nearly knocked the life out of Gabby Simpson. Steph Wood. Well, she did. She took a heavy knock and blood to the face. Well, that was the clash between Gabby Simpson as Steph Wood was entering. She split the eye open. Look at the blood. Look, and for folks, anyone that hasn't seen a head knock before, when you get a small cut on the face, it does bleed quite excessively.
Anyone who watched the State of Origin 2 weeks ago would know what that looks like. Blood can pour out like a tap unfortunate for the Sunshine Coast Lightning, but we do see the Queensland Firebirds penalised 23 to 13.
So Steph Wood goes to the change room. We'll get Sharon Finan-White all over that. Charlie Bell comes on at goal shooter. Conan moves to goal attack. I reckon that stitches, definitely. Game continues here. And Danelle Wallen says, well, it doesn't matter what injuries are happening on court. We are here to punish this Lightning side. They need Steph Wood.
They absolutely do look to be on the eyebrow line, which can be a really tricky spot. As another intercept there to the Queensland Firebirds. Revellion picking up the ball for her team.
In defence obstruction taken.
So only 3 the difference. This is the way I'm summarising this first half at the moment. The Firebirds are up and about playing good netball. The Lightning are hanging in there playing average netball. General play turnovers, 13 to the Lightning and just the 7 to the Queensland Firebirds.
Mahalia Cassidy's given up 4 of those turnovers. So just at really critical times through the midcourt, as we see a great defensive work there from Ava Black, doing everything they can here, the Sunshine Coast Lightning, to hold up these forward entries from the Firebirds, but they're playing with such confidence at the moment. As we see the ball go on a 2-on-1 into Danelle.
So Danelle Wallen thinks about steadying for the 1. Goes to Moore. It's definitely a short shot at the post. She was hesitating over Dehaney's hand. Plenty of time for them to still find a score here with 45 on the clock for the difference.
Body contact in the fan.
Wallen again to push the lead even further, and a Suncorp super shot. Drops for Danelle Wallen. That is number 4 for her of 7. So she was 1 from 6 when they last met. Doing a lot better job this time. Short for Bell and a big rebound for Camo. Oh, Charlie Bell, you can just see the eyes close there. She knows to enter the court, you've got to do better than that under the post. Just a youngster. Still a big career in the game, but they're the moments she'll remember. 12 seconds. Revellion, vision long, thinks about it to Simpson. Dunkley's got to go big here. 3 seconds. Moore goes quick, no contact, no time on the clock. But the news for Queensland Firebirds fans is they have extended their lead, your team. 2 goals it was at quarter time, and now out by 6. Sunshine Coast Lightning with injury concerns over their captain, Steph Wood. So this crowd has certainly been silenced early. What can they do in the second half to get their home side up and about? There's one lady that they're going to have to stop, though, from the Firebirds, and she currently joins Sharon Finan-White on centre court.
Thanks, Stu. I have Remy Camo here with me today. Remy, a really good, confident start from your team today. What are you most happy with?
I'm most happy with our defensive pressure down the court. It certainly makes it a lot easier for me to crack onto some balls if everyone's on their player. And I think as a whole group, we're doing that really well so far.
No doubt about that. And personally yourself, you're doing a really good job on Cara Conan. 2 intercepts, 2 deflections. What was the message from Beck Bully leading into this game? What was your job on Cara?
I suppose we're trying to stop her release pass up the middle. Lightning has a really great game and they flow really nicely through the court. As soon as she comes out and gets that ball, they have 2 options and they're just so quick and so clever. So that's kind of been my focus so far, yeah.
Okay, and just for the second half, what do you think you need to do to keep putting this scoreboard pressure on?
Hopefully more of the same, staying consistent, keeping our energy up. This is kind of like our grand final and yeah, we really want to take it to a really wonderful team.
All the best for the second half, Remy.
Thank you so much.
Remy Camo from the Queensland Firebirds, 47 Nissan net points flying along. We're going to talk about her in our halftime show, no doubt. Don't forget, coming up next, it is the Giants and the Vixens. That'll wrap up the final game of the regular season. And then after that, we go to pivot with Hannah Hollis, Ann Sargent and Maddie Proud. But the first 30 minutes done and dusted here. Come back after the break and we'll talk all it's been of the Queensland Cup so far. Well, it's been all fun and games up here for the first 30 minutes on the sunny coast. The Lightning hosting the Firebirds, but I tell you what, it's been a game for the Firebirds in the first 30, and Danelle Wallen, their spearhead, has been doing everything to keep their chances of winning this Queensland Cup alive. She's been very impressive in the first half. Scoreline 31-37. The Firebirds were leading by 2 at the quarter-time break and being able to extend that. Kira, straight away, the Sunshine Coast Lightning attack for me hasn't been ticking along. We'll come to Steph Wood's injury in just a moment, but it's been disconnected, probably due to the Firebirds defence. But what's been going wrong for them, do you think?
Yeah, just not able to find that connection. They love to be able to get Cara Conan on the second phase, but they're just being shut down in that area of the court. They've definitely done their homework, the Queensland Firebirds. We heard Remy Camo talk about that, blocking that middle option, and you can just see that they're not able to find that normal entry into the circle, and they're overusing that ball, which is causing a lot of havoc for the Sunshine Coast Lightning.
Yeah, interesting. Cassidy, probably a little quieter than we would have expected today. Of course, Kim Revellion stepping in as her direct opponent and doing a reasonable job at that. Steph Wood, well, we knew that the battle with her and Ruby Bakewell-Doran would intrigue us today. She is the general out front. We saw a nasty incident just at the end and she had to leave the court. Talk me through how you've seen her first 30, Sharon.
Well, it's not the Steph Wood that we're used to seeing, is it? I mean, she's still brilliant, as we know, but I think Bakewell-Doran has really, and I spoke earlier in commentary about what Bakewell-Doran's role would be, and that would be to step up into her space, make her earn every single ball, delay her entry into the circle, and I think Bakewell-Doran's been doing a really good job at that.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's the moment we spoke about, the knock as she entered the circle. It was a shoulder of Gabby Simpson, and straight away the blood, you could just see she wasn't even aware, the blood dripping down, and as we mentioned, likely to be stitches, but we'll wait and see, and we'll bring you up to speed on that when we head into the second half. The Lightning's defence, now this for me had been interesting. Ash Irvin got the nod to begin with, but as we were commentating the game, I just felt like she couldn't get her hand to ball.
No, look, the ball was coming in so fast from 3 different angles on the court, and they just couldn't get their consistency in terms of the footwork around the ball. She was getting caught on the body and not being able to confuse the space. And for mine, when Danelle Wallam is confident and starts to demand the ball, that's a scary time for any opposition.
You can see there, again, another clash hitting the ground. So it just probably shows you as we watch the Lightning's defence just how much this game means to both sides to finish out their season 2023. Let's head to the Firebirds for me now, their attack. Revellion and Dunkley have been formidable in the way they've been able to set up, but in particular Danelle Wallam today. I think you mentioned a couple of times, Kira, she's been a dead set good target for them today.
Oh yeah, her positioning, her body positioning and her ability to be able to show her feeders where she wants the ball, whether it's with her hand or the way she has her body position, a dream to feed. We talked about in the pre-game just about getting that ball in early to her and how strong she is under the post.
Sharon, from a defender to Remy Camo today, and we said in the opener from round 2 when she played this game for the first time to where she's at now, she's a different kid. She's impressive today.
Yeah, it's amazing what confidence can do for a player, isn't it, Sue? Like, her footwork is just impeccable. There she goes again, taking intercepts. Admittedly, the feeds haven't been overly good into the shooters, but Camo has just got her hand in everything. You know, she's body on body, she's floating off the body, she's just giving Cara all sorts of headaches, not knowing where her space is. So she's doing a fantastic job.
Definite name of the future, even though she's 29 years of age. It's almost impossible to believe Remy Camo, and a great combination with Ruby Bakewell-Doran. Kira, I ask you, if Steph Wood doesn't come back out in this game, that is, I'm backing in the Firebirds. Does she come back out and can she get the Lightning up and about?
Steph Wood's one of the toughest competitors there is. It would be only on doctor's orders that she wasn't able to get herself back out on court. If there's any opportunity at all, she's the captain of this club. She'll be back out there in the second half.
Absolutely. All right, well, as we head to the break, here's a question. Why is netball important to you, and what does the game mean to you? Brought to you by Suncorp. We'd like you to submit your entry in 50 words or less, along with a video or image, or you can send that to foxsports.com.au Suncorp, or you can scan the QR code that you can see on your screen, and that's for a chance to win a family membership to the SSN club of your choice in season 2024. Let's have a look here. Now, this is Hazel's entry, and she just started net, set, go. I love it. Even though she was a bit nervous to start off with, she had the support from her kind coaches and her teammates, and they were her words. She was so excited when she learned how to shoot a goal for the very first time. Gee, it takes you back, doesn't it, to your net, set, go days. Well, the Lightning making their way back out onto the court. They'll want to win here to finish off their season under Coach Reynolds. They're going to have to get across the Queensland Firebirds, who, folks, for me, look very impressive. 30 minutes of these two sides' seasons still to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break right here on Fox Netball. Welcome back to Uni SC. There's the fans in for the last time this year to watch their home side, the Lightning. And there's a close-up of the moment that we saw Steph with that head knock. I'll tell you what, I know that you're not thinking about your wedding day, but she is getting married very soon. And the good news is, though, she's back out and on the side of the court. Not yet on the court, but looks okay.
Yeah, look, for mine, is it going to be something discussed around the concussion rule? We'll get Sharon on the sideline to find out whether that's been assessed. It was a huge knock there to her forehead.
So back into the game with the Firebirds leading by 6, and very fortunate to be able to head down for the final time this season in her first year as coach of the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Belinda Reynolds. B, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Gordy.
Can you believe it's round 14?
No, not at all. I feel like I just got here.
I just want to quickly ask you, I watched as you came out of the change rooms to head back into this game, and you were met by your mentor coach in Nolene Tarua. Firstly, how privileged are you? Secondly, what did she say?
Oh, absolutely. She's like, get those girls to stick to the game plan. And so I think our work rate was a little down. We need a pass and cut. So I think we're doing one effort, but not the second. So she's, get onto them. She's like, get onto them, rouse them up.
Belinda, it's Kiri here. Look, we've seen tonight that your percentage of gain ball to score rate dropped to around 57%. How have you seen that?
Yeah, that's disappointing, Kira, because the whole thing was about pressure and punish today. So not punishing, unfortunately. So look for that for this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give us a bit of an update on Steph and where she's at in terms of being able to enter the court again tonight?
Yeah, so Steph was in the change room getting stitched up, and she's also had her concussion test done, so she's right to go back out there. Just giving her a moment.
Belinda, before you go, it's been your first year, and I know you're still coaching this, and it's pretty critical, but how much have you loved it?
I've absolutely loved it. Sunny Coast is a great club, and just the opportunity to be a head coach in SSN, it's unbelievable. Loving it.
Very proud of you. Well done, and enjoy the drinks afterwards.
Thanks, Gordy. See ya.
Belinda Reynolds, the coach of the Sunshine Coast Lightning. You can just see the relaxed nature, and I have no doubt if you were chatting to Beck Bully, that would be exactly the same.
They're so lucky at Fox Netball to have that ability to be able to chat with the coaches right in the middle of their last game, their final, as they've called it. A huge smile on your face, Sue Gordy, and you must be proud to see Belinda out there and doing her job so well.
Very, very proud. All right, let's get into the game. 8 the difference. You've been into it. We've been chatting with the coach, Janelle Wallen. A little miss, and Dehaney gets in for an all-important rebound.
You see Steph Wood take the court back at goal shooter. Remy Camo getting a touch there and a throw-in to the Queensland Firebirds.
Well, not to the joy of the crowd. They felt that was the other way, as did Steph Wood. In the meantime, the Firebirds just getting on with it. Abby Simpson to the line, playing the lights out at the moment. And Janelle Wallen doing the job to finish it. Great drive out from Wood. It's be interesting to see if this just changes up the nature of the Lightning attack.
We have seen Steph Wood go into that position of goal shooter. We just saw the touch there from Remy Camo.
Oh, gee.
Hit from Mahalia Cassidy on Ruby Baker-Doran again.
Do you know what, though? That was late and unnecessary. It was, definitely late. Like, she could have pulled out that right arm. Bakewell-Doran clearly had ball in hand. Was it Bakewell-Doran or Palmer?
It was Bakewell-Doran, yeah. Those two have come to blows twice now on court. Ruby Bakewell-Doran coming off second best on both occasions.
Terrific start. Firebirds in this third quarter. The 3-zip.
The ball movement from the Queensland Firebirds, Sue, has been outstanding.
A little bit of a Falcon moment for Kim Rebellion. We've had many of those in her life. Again, stagnant to get across the line here.
Just a little flat in their leads, not having the depth and offsetting each other and just being caught too far up court.
Steph Wood just hustling to get that front position, forced to take the long range. You can just see the captain trying to do everything she can after the big knock. and the stitches just to get her side up and about here. They can't let this scoreline keep going for too much longer.
10 to obstruction.
Obstruction the call on Rebellion. So maybe another moment with a 2-on-1 out the front. Wood, the quick hands. Conan, backspace. Beautiful connection from Sherian.
The Sunshine Coast Lightning look a lot better when they feed from circle edge.
It's getting there.
Absolutely, that's where the Firebirds have been good tonight.
Yeah, Gabby Simpson, Kim Rebellion doing some of their better work for the season. Rebellion, penalty set. Dunkley draws the contact from Black. Well, to the other end of the court, where the Firebirds can hit circle edge and feed Wallen. She's missed the last couple under the post. Gets the rebound. So the MC trying to get the crowd up and about. It's the players that need to do the job. Conan. Well, there you go. I feel like their attack's just started to settle itself.
Brave feed there from Laura Sherian. She had to really thread the needle for that feed to get through, and it did. It was good enough.
Dunkley again, beautiful drive along the top of the circle. 2 in a row.
Dunkley's been outstanding
Yeah, I feel
tonight.
like that's who they need to beat. Kim Rebellion sitting at 61 missing net points. Dunkley at 48, but it's the 28 feeds.
Absolutely, unstoppable.
Because she's hitting that top of the circle.
She's just been able to find that space, and she's really having whatever room she wants around the court. Ava Black really needs to step up and shut her down and deny her the ball for this third quarter.
Another rebound going to the Firebirds. They bust out. Rebellion doesn't like the depth of Simpson. They shorten it up. Simpson again. Oh, Gabby Simpson. I'll tell you what, there's a question. I have got a question to ask, and it probably won't delight many of the Firebirds fans, but good moment, Lightning, does Gabby Simpson get a contract? Does she play on?
Look, for mine, and I'm coming from experience, as you see Laura Sherian just twist an ankle there. Wing defenders, it's a tough position in terms of an SSN team. I'm not sure if most clubs are looking to sign players that play one position. You really need that versatility, and I think that's where Gabby Simpson may find herself either looking for another club or potentially, growing her game in trying to play just outside wing defence.
Really interesting stuff. She's playing like there's a message to be sent. I don't know. I have no intel, folks, so don't come at me. But these questions must be asked. I asked the same of Laura Sherian. Does she get another contract with the Sunshine Coast Lightning?
Well, we see those two players matching up against each other right now. Will this be the last time we see those two club legends playing in these colours?
Janelle Wallum over the back with Katie Ann Dehaney having the better of Wallum over the last few minutes. The scoreline back to 8. Wallum just frustrated there. She looks a little ginger, though.
She's grimacing on that ankle there. She just landed on Katie Ann Dehaney's foot, and just as you see the ball go up, you probably can't see the leg there because they're so tall, but she just clipped her ankle on the way down.
Just trying to walk it out to the back of screen. In the meantime, the Lightning flying through court. They're sensing a bit of a momentum shift here as Conan gets another one in. No, and a big rebound to go.
Carmo's going to have to adjust her game now. She's playing against a fast, moving and creative goal shooter in Steph Wood.
Yeah, so Danelle Wallum definitely, has she called a HCF tactical timeout? Just seeking clarity here. No, Wallum has actually called an injury time from this moment. Oh, yeah, inwards, Roger, they hurt.
Absolute
It's
burner.
the inwards one, they kill. So Mia Stour comes on at goal shooter, and Danelle Wallum just looking in a bit of pain on the bench. Let's head down to Sharon Finnan-White, who would have been all across that moment.
Yeah, not good for the Firebirds to have their spearhead shooter off the court in Wallen. But, Sue, I just wanted to comment on the Firebirds' intent. They have come here to play today. I'm looking at the face of every single player, and they have really come out here to play. There's a high work rate, and we talked about that consistent 60 minutes of netball. I think we might see that from the Firebirds today.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we talk about whether Gabby Simpson plays on, but for all of these players, they're off contract. Is this the last time this group of players actually play together? I mean, that's pretty much the question we're asking of every club.
Absolutely. You don't know what your next season looks like, and it's probably an unknown for so many players whether or not they're going to be in their respective clubs or not coming into season 2024. So they're making the most of the moment, the Queensland Firebirds, as Sharon said, and they're playing with such intent and pride for this purple dress.
Well, I get a moment here to expose the fact that Danelle Wallam's not on the court, but defensively, it's the Firebirds that continue to delay them, and somehow they get through that moment. Sherian sneaks the ball, swings to Cassidy. The screen is set. And Steph Wood doesn't like that one. This to bring it back to 6 goals, though, after being as far out as 10. Doable. Absolutely doable. There's your shooting accuracy, 85 to 79. At 95% were the Lightning last time they played. So the defence certainly having an impact on that.
Huge cross-court ball there from the Queensland Firebirds, just not having that middle option, but it comes off with a contact to Ava Black.
Swings to the top and opens Stour. The clever movement from the mid-court with the ball, but the finish is not there, and this is where I mean the Lightning can have their moment here to expose an undermarred Firebirds attack in.
You see the coach there, Rebecca Bully. That's a disappointing inability to be able to put that score on the board against the Lightning. There was a little momentum shift.
Oh, gee. Yeah, Steph Wood. You could see that she was off balance. It was an elbow from Carmo. So the power 5 goes, the siren goes, and Steph Wood says, Lightning, let's go. The Suncorp super shot drops.
The Lightning have really taken back this momentum here in the third quarter. You could feel it as the crowd got up there for Stephanie Wood on that super shot. And we draw the close back now, only down by 3, so they've definitely got the momentum going their way now.
Low scoring quarter it's been. 3 the difference. Danelle Wallam looking on. Is she standing up because she's ready to come on court or not?
Well, interestingly enough, the physio is just sitting alongside her, but hasn't taken her shoe off or looked to strap that or anything like that. So we may see her enter the court again, but we do have both super shot shooters as Mia Stour goes to the post with her first goal of the game in Emily Moore and Mia Stour. Both can shoot super shots.
10-8 this quarter. That's how low this quarter has been. But it's the way of the Lightning. Now 11. 45 to 42. 3.5 to play in the third. They're mounting the comeback, the Lightning. Firebirds having to work their way patiently through, and then the sneak, Pretorius gets a look. Well, Carla Pretorius, almost like whenever you need a moment, she is there. Well, Doran still getting hand to ball though.
That knee injury doesn't seem to have affected her aerial ability, so she's still getting up there contesting.
In the back of play, Carla Pretorius goes off. Ash Irvin comes on. Gee, just after that moment, he's quite enjoying what the South African was doing. 45 to 43, HCF tactical timeout called by the Queensland Firebirds. A little bit of work to do. They trail this quarter. Let's listen in to Beck Bully.
Hey guys, read in. This is in our control, okay? We just missed a couple of shots under the post. That is okay. Don't let it all unravel. You are doing a really good job, okay? Let's go back to the process, all right? We stay on the move, we let it go on the one-on-one, and we finish off strong. We're contesting the short balls, but we're staying in play, okay? Back ourselves, keep going for it. We want to have that option opening up the other side. Okay, don't all run to the ball. Make sure you open up that other side. Look down the line, okay?
Let's go. Let's have some fun. Let's back each other up. Focus on the now, all right?
Let it go. That's right. We're going back to our game plan, okay? Let's smile, go out and enjoy. Okay? You've got this. You love this. You still 3 goals up, but you go back out and you go hard.
Let's go. Pride on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pride!
Well, a very important HCF tactical timeout simply because Rebecca Bully just had to remind her side, we've been brilliant, right? Yep, we've had a little falter, but don't lose your confidence. Do that now, the Lightning win the game.
Absolutely. We spoke during that third quarter there before. They've got the momentum back on their side, the Sunshine Coast Lightning, and they are so hard to beat here at their home court. And that will be what Rebecca Bully's asking for them, to stick to the game plan and look at each other and work for each other in this last bit of the third quarter.
Let's get down to Sharon Finnamoy, because I'm intrigued to know, surely at the other end, the Lightning must be feeling good, Sharon. They have shifted momentum.
Yeah, it was a pretty upbeat feeling amongst the huddle of the Lightning. Belinda Reynolds just spoke with Irvin and Dehaney. She wants them to work on a split circle. So that means just staying on their own sides. As we see another turnover. And also she just wants them blocking out on those rebounds, because every rebound is vitally important at this stage.
Intercept by Cara Conan on the line. That's what all good goal attacks do. And the feeling in this game, folks, for those of you sitting at home, has completely shifted in this stadium. And Belinda Reynolds was up on her feet. The crowd are now going to play a part in this game.
The crowd here at Uni SC are always loud, but particularly so when their team is doing well. And you can feel in the stadium right now, they're lifting to their players on court.
Harvey Norman replay highlighting the work of Cara Conan. Annie Miller on her feet, and in the back of play to the right of screen there, Lisa Maimai with the wing attack bib on. So the shift about to come from the Firebirds, simply forced by this change from Lightning's defence when Danelle Wallen was off the court.
They lost their leader, and she steps up now. She goes to the super shot, but unable to finish that off.
Emily Moore takes the one under the post. A minute to unfold. Who would have thought that we wouldn't get a close Queensland derby? Sherian. Oh, back to the line, and there was Moore to intercept the pass. Big moment for the Firebirds. Takes some confidence into the final break. Cassidy with the spoils.
Always good for an intercept is Emily Moore during that mid-court section. They're picking up a great turnover for her team.
Quick and easy one into Danelle Wallen. They'll take the single. They hit the lead again where they've been comfortable.
Harvey Norman replay there. We see Mahalia Cassidy get up strong, but she just threw the ball straight into Ash Irvin as another play goes down.
Well, these players know there is no tomorrow. Their game basically, their season is over at this. They are throwing everything at it. Simpson with a hand. 11 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time to score. Threads the needle, Steph Wood. Cara Conan to tie the game with 3 seconds. Gee, if that doesn't set up for a blistering 15 minutes for two teams that aren't playing finals, I don't know what does. Folks, if you're a Queensland fan or not, settle in, because the last 15 is going to have a bit of everything. All tied up 47 apiece here. Uni SC Suncorp Super Netball, round 14.
All of you, listen up. Great last 5. That is the intensity that we need, alrighty? No spectators, no passengers here, alright? We all have a role to play in attack and defence. 7 attackers and 7 defenders. No relaxed moments. Once your player is given the ball, your what's next mentality is critically important. Move the ball. Our skill is king here, alrighty? Okay? Look for those gear 3, gear 4 moments as well.
Quarter time, Origin energy break, and I tell you what, the messaging is clear from Coach Belinda Reynolds. All tied up at 47 apiece with 15 minutes to play. They both said, these two clubs, that they would treat today like a grand final, and it wasn't until the last minute of that third quarter that it actually felt like one, Kira.
Both coaches wanting to put their stamp on season 2023, and it comes down to this last quarter. Both teams tied at 47 all. Which player and which team stands up in this final quarter?
Well, we'll have to wait and see how it unfolds as we get underway here in the final quarter. The whistle goes, and these two sides will battle their last 15 minutes. They are playing for a whole bunch of things. The Queensland Cup, for contracts, for pride, for season 2024. And really, at the end of the day, they just want to win on a high, don't they?
They want to do it for their team, and Steph Wood, captain, back out at goal attack, gets the first shot of this fourth quarter.
Sharon Finnan-White, you're on the sideline for the final 15. Who wins it?
Well, Sue, it's a hard one, isn't it? I was just listening to Beck Bully in that timeout break, and she spoke to her defenders and wanting them to pay closer attention to Steph Wood, as you would. She's the playmaker. They want them to shut down those drives of Steph coming into the circle.
Well, it's amazing when the games get tight how every coach always talks about Steph Wood. Couldn't be more truer words. The lady that knows how to break hearts on a netball court, that is. So the Lightning with the first goal of the final quarter and now have ball in hand. Conan on the drive, baseline. Cassidy building into the game. Very slow to start. 56 Nissan net point. And the boss pops in another one. 11 from 12 now for Steph Wood. 3 of 4 super shots to go. So a good moment for the Lightning, or sorry, should I say the Firebirds. Important to get some defensive wins early. That's what's been keeping the confidence in their attacking flow going.
Yeah, we see the change of Lisa Maimai, a beautiful drive down to the top of the circle, and the defensive change with Kim Rebellion going back into her wing defence position. So a great goal there from the Queensland Firebirds.
Emily Moore and backed in for the full 60 today. Good strong take out of the air from Danelle Wallen. So she's had a few missed shots. She's missed 6. 4 super shot misses and a couple that have just dribbled at the post and are too close.
You really noticed the difference, didn't you, Sue, when she went off the court? I think the Firebirds went down 11-2 at that period while she was off the court.
Yeah, and at the same time, she's come back on, but Dehaney just playing around in her head when she's taking the close ones under the post. And again, Dehaney. Well, she's an interesting story, Katie, and Dehaney. She had plenty of court time for the Lightning early, and then the arrival of Ash Irvin threatened some of that. And look, she's come alive. The Jamaican named in their international side to go to the World Cup, and just reminding Coach Connie Francis where her form line's at. This surely they have to convert for Dehaney. In the meantime, Bakewell Doran a hand on it. Sitting with 4 deflections and 2 intercepts, Bakewell Doran. I'd add a couple to those. I think she's had more.
The Firebirds across the board sitting above their season average for intercepts, sitting on 6 tonight. So defensively really strong.
The Lightning trailed for the better half of this game, and they now creep in front and starting to take a little bit of wind out of the Firebirds. Steph Wood, that's the one they want to pay attention to, offside. So they'll take the penalty inside the circle.
Contact centre at the top.
And in the back of play, Danelle Wallen has been taken from the court. So that's off the back of Dehaney and those couple of misses. So Mia Stour comes back on, and now Pretorius steps up.
Contact wing, advantage offside.
Well, you can feel the shift, can't you? It's in the stadium.
The momentum has changed completely towards the Lightning. They scored on a run of 13 of the last 17 in the last quarter. You can feel that the crowd is really riding every moment of this match now, well involved.
Yeah, there's Danelle just watching on. It's going to be hard for these Queensland Firebird defenders to continue to get a hand to ball when the Lightning is starting to do what they do very well. But for me, it's been the attack. They've lost confidence in getting that ball to one.
Well, they absolutely have, and now she's gone to the bench. They're going to have to find another way to goal.
Would you have taken her off?
Absolutely not. Either an injury, but I didn't think that, Katie Ann Dehaney, she had a contact call go against Danelle and then missed a couple of shots under the post, but she's a true champion, Danelle Wallen. I wouldn't have her off unless she was injured.
4 goals. That's the difference, not just in the scoreline, now 5, but this quarter, a 6-1 start to the Lightning to bring home the final quarter for their seasons.
We heard Belinda Reynolds say there'd be no passengers, and they've certainly started this quarter that way.
Yeah, they've answered that, haven't they? There's a moment undefended from Pretorius. Far and few between are those moments, but they can't find the shot. And Dehaney comes up with the rebound again. And that's what they lose. The second Wallam's not on there. She might miss the shot, but she gives them rebounding opportunities. Harvey Norman replay showing the work of Katie Ann Dehaney.
Ball movement of the Lightning is just elite. Starting this last quarter, we see Steph winding up the crowd, Tara Conan.
Well, we're all on the Sunshine Coast Lightning train at the moment, because if you're not, the crowd's going to take you out. It is, they've just come alive in this stadium. As we said, it is sold out. HCF tactical timeout called by Coach Bully. This will be interesting.
Great job defensively. Well done. Let's keep that pressure up. No matter what happens, everyone, get your heads in here now. Okay? This is not done. We've got another 10 more minutes before our season is done, okay? Let's be up and about. No matter what, we don't switch off. Okay, let's stay together. Come on, let's get in there. Let's go. Let's play. Let's go. Come on. 10 more minutes. That's all you've got. Dig deep. We can do it. Calm minds, okay? Doesn't matter how many passes it takes to work into a shot. You work it in under the post and you finish it off. Everyone is on deck. Fight one-on-one. You can text. We go hard, okay? Let's go. Let's finish off. Smile on our faces, okay? Come on, let's go.
Fire on 3, 1, 2, 3, fire!
Rebecca Bully asking her players to dig deep. She almost growled at them to get into that huddle and listen up. So obviously not feeling the connection between the players on court. For mine, it's all about what they do in these last 8 minutes to finish off their season.
Well, Bully, first year coaching, she's going to learn a lot of lessons, but I reckon one of the lessons that she needs to take away from this game was putting Danelle Wallam on the bench, because it lost confidence in the group. That's no disrespect to Stour or Moore, but they need their leader up front to be on the court to give them any chance of success.
Well, we saw when she went off in the third quarter with a tweaked ankle that they lost 11-2 in that period, so that their writing was on the wall in terms of her impact on this game.
All right, let's see if the Firebirds can find a bit of energy here and drive their side to some success. 8 minutes to play. Deflection 16-12. They were the other way earlier. Conan around the world and then opens up for Cassidy. And it's all the good feels on the court at the moment for the Sunny Coast. Bakewell Doran takes one in the guts. And then the replayed ball is the call. So things just crumbling, aren't they, for the Firebirds?
The challenge for the Firebirds here is to be able to regain that momentum. What does it take to be able to get that score on the board, score on the centre pass, and then have an impact in defence?
The story of their season, every side goes through changes in what we call momentum or runs of ball, but allowing a run of 7 or 8 goals is where the Firebirds just can't seem to find a solution.
It's almost as if they're expecting when they go behind that they're not able to pull themselves out of that mindset, and they have multiple mistakes happen on top of each other.
Well, Pretorius again, just continuing to impact the game. 49 Nissa net points, and look at that, just one purple, it's not a purple patch, a purple moment in a sea of yellow.
Pretorius Simone has really stood up in the second half of the Sunshine Coast Lightning as we see her first ball contest on the Harvey Norman replay. Beautiful work from Carla Pretorius.
So playing the final 7 minutes, and the Lightning have had to work hard to find their rhythm, to find their confidence, and they find their captain, Steph Wood, goes for goal 12, it falls short, and Remy Carmo takes a critical rebound. And dare I say it, they have to score this, the Firebirds. There is no choice but to score this moment.
They've got off only to 1 goal in this fourth quarter, so the desperation stakes for the Queensland Firebirds.
So there's the first confident pass that goes into Wallam. Right, Harvey Norman replay gives you a red hot look at it. Now they've got to score quick and with confidence. Let it go. That's the way. Mismatch. 2 in a row for the Firebirds. Can they get a defensive impact here? Not when the depth from Sherian is so easy.
Just not able to shut down that second phase there from Laura Sherian. She's dropping straight back from the centre pass. We heard Beck Bullen talk about that during the second quarter.
Half-century for the Firebirds.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the Firebirds were up by 10 during stages of this game. Now find themselves down by 8.
Wood, top of the Nissan net points on 78, even when she had to spend a few minutes in the change room getting an eye stitched. That's how good she's been. Can't wait to watch her at the World Cup. I don't care what anyone says. I know the team hasn't been announced. She is there. Sunshine Coast Lightning, Notch over goal number 60. Conan with 41, Wood with 12 and 3 super shots. HCF tactical timeout. This will be the last one they call for season 2023. And the last time we get to hear Coach Belinda Reynolds coach her team.
Here. You two are you're going goal attack. I want you flooding on the centre pass. Right down. You and Shan flooding on the centre pass. Yep. All right, so we want it going back off the centre pass. Ash is a goal defence. Your goalkeeper, your wing defence, you're out, Ace. In this 5 minutes, I want second base focus, so I want us over the line to force it wide. All right, and then I'm going to bump these into hands, and then we're shutting down the second. No sinking deep into the 2. We're getting around front and defence over the shot. So flood, and get hands-on pressure for us. Yep. Let's go. Let's go. Lightning on 2. 1, 2. Lightning. Come on.
So a couple of little changes for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Steph Wood going back into goal shooter. Cara Conan moves to goal attack. Pretorius across to wing defence, and Ash Irvin comes in at goal defence. So the roll of the dice by Coach Belinda Reynolds, leaving no stone unturned.
She absolutely wants to finish this quarter really strong, does Coach Belinda Reynolds. Put her stamp on this season.
Let's get down to Sharon Finnan-White. Sharon, Beck Bully still in this?
Well, yeah, she was certainly in this. She's still up and about. She's encouraging her team to keep pushing. She said, just be careful with the late contest. She wants everybody in play, and she wants everyone. She wants to be scoring off the centre passes and be going for those 2-point shots right now.
Yeah, absolutely critical, isn't it? The Firebirds need to find the courage to contest, but they need to be in play. Conan continues to push her tally up. Wallam into the space she needs to be to bring the scoreline closer. And then Dehaney, perfect position for the rebound. Through court go the Lightning with speed and then with connection. You get the feeling the confidence is looking too good for the home side. Never call a game over, they say, and I shall not. But gee, the Firebirds are going to have to do something impressive here. Wood.
Beautiful finish there from Steph Wood as we see the Firebirds unable to penetrate down. Although they've found Lara Dunkley there, they just haven't been able to connect as easily as they did in the first half. Janelle Williams trying to secure the super shot, and she does for her team, which takes their score this quarter up to 7, a really low-scoring quarter from the Queensland Firebirds.
Scoreline back to 9, though. Janelle Williams super shot. Number 5. 50% accuracy, 10 attempts at it. Oh, quick connection, Wood to Conan. They've got the ball on a string to each other. Harvey Norman replay. That's what the Firebirds were doing in the first half.
It's almost a game of 2 halves, isn't it, Sue? Both teams playing with such freedom in one half. the other team be able to work them out and shut them down.
Mike tries to put the hide on Replied to find Wallen in the super shot. Another one for her. Well, she's doing exactly what her team needs her to do. Will take the risk. This is where their defenders have got to have courage and eyes for ball. Wood, again, the playmaker, trying to keep the ball short, and as you can see, it is ball to Lightning player with no Queensland Firebirds defender in between it.
Yeah, that first ball contest has really dropped away from the Queensland Firebirds. I think you raised how long could they sustain that pressure, and we've seen that fall away.
She scored breakdown, the first two to the Firebirds, and the Lightning coming home
In defence contact here.
with some real energy. Wallen, she was here a couple of seconds ago, 3 in a row from the same spot. 7 the difference with 2 minutes to play. Gee, a defensive moment here from the Firebirds required. Oh, Camo! Oh, it's a contact. I feel your frustration, Beck Cooley. Lightning, again, Wood to Conan, being terrific in the circle.
Conan rushing down to shut down that middle option. Mahalia Cassidy on the floor again for about the 5th time this game.
Well, she loves the spot, and they're going to get it to her again. Can she go another one from here? 4 times in a row. Oh, it's like a training drill. Suncorp super shots raining for Donnell Wallen. 6 the difference with a minute. It's all the Lightnings, isn't it? They can play with patience. They can attack it if they want. Laura Sherian says, let's just control the moment a little longer. We heard the words of Nolene Tarua to Belinda Reynolds at halftime. Tell them to stick to the game plan.
Well, we saw how strongly the Adelaide Thunderbirds finished last week. They've taken that away and they've controlled the momentum for this last quarter. Really strong work there. Good pick up by the Queensland Firebirds.
Well, the super shot doesn't drop for Wood. I don't think it'll make any difference with 36 seconds on the clock. Wallen to bring the score to 4. More. This is where she's gone 5 in a row for Donnell Wallen from right of screen. And this Sunshine Coast Lightning crowd have had to wait until just after halftime to get excited about their team's performance. And we count down the final 12 seconds of both of their seasons as the Sunny Coast Lightning have found a way to get across the line. A moment for the Firebirds to finish. But the win and the smiles will go on the faces of the Lightning. The Queensland Cup goes to them in season 2023 and they will finish 5th on the ladder. Queensland derby to finish off their season, and the Firebirds, they gave it everything, didn't they, in that first half? But it really is the story of their season. Inconsistency, falling away again 2 weeks in a row. 30 minutes of netball, just not theirs. Sides that won't play finals, Kira, in 2023. Was it a grand final like feel for you?
Yeah, the bodies that were clashing between each other, the start and the ferocity at which both teams were attacking the ball. For mine, it did feel like a final.
So their heads now move to, I imagine, this afternoon's formalities, which will be to sit and celebrate the seasons, because it doesn't matter whether you make finals. Gee, it's been a tough season, and the bodies will be feeling it, the minds will be feeling it, and I guess for some of these players, they will be going on to something even bigger, and that is the Netball World Cup a little bit later on in the month. Let's head down courtside for the last time here at UniSC, and this season, Sharon Finney-White with a pretty impressive player.
Thanks, Sue. I certainly do have a pretty impressive player here with me in Steph Wood. Steph, Congratulations on the win. That has to be one of the tightest contests that we've seen between the two Queensland teams in quite some time. 47 all at three-quarter time. It could have been anyone's game in that last quarter, but you guys came out and really put the foot down and took the win. What did you find in that last quarter? What was it that made it so special for you to get the win?
I think it was the game where you grind it out in the first three quarters and then you reap the benefits in the fourth. And our credit to our defenders, they got a lot of ball in that fourth quarter and we were able to convert it.
Not a finals year for the Lightning this year, but the last couple of games you've really come out and put the foot down and shown some of the teams in that top four that you've got what it takes to be, a premiership contenders for next year. What are you most happy about in those last two games that you played?
Winning's always makes it really good. We put a 60 minutes performance together. That's the biggest thing. So that's what we've been striving for all year, and we made this, and we wanted this to be our grand final. And to be able to lift the cup, that was what we were aiming for to do.
And it must be great to have younger players like Ash Irvin and Ava Black out on court. They're the players of the future for your club. So what does it mean for you guys to get them out on court and give them a taste of this SSN?
Oh, it's massive. Queensland products, to get them out on an SSN court, and they look like they belong. So I think they've got massive futures, and I think we'll see a lot of them in the SSN to futures to come.
So final game. And just lastly, I saw you had Dame Nolene Tarua coming into your camp and giving some advice and mentoring your coach, Belinda Reynolds. What has it been having her back here, because she was your coach for 4 years?
Yeah, she's a pretty good coach, to be honest. It was great. I think Ava was a little bit scared of her when Knowles was talking to her. Oh, look, she is an incredible coach. When she talks, you listen. And, yeah, she took us to 3 grand finals, and, yeah, she's an incredible coach. But, yeah.
Well, just finally, I just want to say congratulations to you and your team, Belinda Reynolds, debut season. Well done to you, Belinda, and we'll see you all next year.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
There you go, the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Too good. Belinda Reynolds' season wraps up her inaugural season. Steph Wood, our player of the match. And Nolene Tarua, all the very best for the Silver Ferns. And just to the right of her, can I say, well done to Danny Smith, the CEO of the Sunshine Coast Lightning, who we know will finish up at the end of the month and move on to some time off. So terrific stuff from her, the inaugural CEO of the club. All right, let's take a look at the match summary, and let's have a look at really, for my liking, Kira, it's where this game probably, I guess, fell a little bit apart, and it was the Firebirds' accuracy. They were going along really well, and then the Lightning defence just got in their heads.
Yeah, look, it was tale of two halves. It was, Sue. We see there the Firebirds, total shooting there at 71%. They fell away. We saw them drop off when Danelle Wallam left the court, and they weren't able to regain their composure and arrest that momentum back off the Lightning.
So 66-60, our full-time score. The Lightning in the background just thanking their crowd. There's the Super Netball ladder, and they cement 5th spot to finish their season clear of the Giants, who will play next. And of course, the Queensland Firebirds, the 4 wins, and will sit in 7th position. And as we know, the Magpies, we say farewell to their season. So the Queensland Cup, well, that's what they came here to play for today. And it will go to the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Their hands firmly on it after winning in round 2 and again in round 14. And Steph Wood with hands firmly on both sides of the cup. We say farewell to the Sunshine Coast Lightning and to the Queensland Firebirds. Congratulations on your season. All the very best to your future careers. And as we head to the break, folks, we have one more game of the regular season to unfold. When we come back, it is all about the Giants and the Vixens. And a formidable game to come. Can the Vixens find a win as they head into finals? Thanks for joining us here on the sunny coast to Sharon and Kira, and good afternoon.